Okay, welcome back to Elder Scrolls. First, let's go in here. Let's work on this. So, spell erosion, we're there. Elfborn. Damage of critical strikes. Healing done. Element expert. Yeah, let's do that there. What do we have in inventory? Actually, let me call on we got it for a reason, right? Let's see if we can sell anything to Nizame here to clean up our inventory.
How may I?
I think, well, 1, 2. I'll keep those for now because I tend to use them. I save those for dungeons. So anything that we cannot research, we're gonna get rid of. Alright, so here's the crow. What's up, crow?
The Imperial's tricks are undone, but your stone city will still fall. Through Crow's eyes, I spy your weak defenses. These lands belong to the Reach, and we will soon sweep through.
How can you be so sure of that?
You don't need a crow's eyes to see this. Use your own. Look north. If you do not spy my armies now, you will soon. Count your blessings, though. Death at a Reachman's hand is more merciful than enslavement at an Imperial's.
Neither sounds particularly
The
attractive.
sooner your fate is accepted, the better we will all feel. I am queen of these lands, not that weak woman over there. Tell her the truth. After the city's sacked, I'm going to peck out her eyes.
Okay, I'll pass on your message. First, let's see where we are with Cadwell. What does he think of what we're doing right now? Okay, so we have to kill Uwala the Hagraven. Okay.
I hope you'll forgive me for being blunt, but under the circumstances, there's no time for social niceties. I am still in awe of what you've done to save the city, but did I just see you talking to a crow?
Yes, that was Uwala, the leader of the Reachmen.
So that's why all these crows have descended on the city? Gods, I knew it wasn't a coincidence. Fine, I'll give every guard a bow. I think it's time for us to do some bird hunting. First, though, if you spoke to their leader, what did she say?
That her army is coming to kill us all.
I see. Not really much of a surprise. The Reachmen are bearing down on Northglen already. We've already sent every soldier we can spare, but there's little chance of turning the tide of battle. Your presence there might make all the difference.
Alright, I'll go to North Glen and see how I can help.
Once you get there, I'm sure the Reachmen won't know what hit them. Look for Sergeant Anteve in North Glen. He was just sent there, but with Captain Huron dead, he's one of my most senior officers. I suppose I'll need to give him a promotion.
So would you like me to tell him about the promotion?
Sure, he could probably use some encouragement. Tell him I'm going to promote him to lieutenant, assuming we defeat the Reachmen, of course.
Okay. So let's go.
I lost a lot of money betting against you in that Crucible fight. You're a lucky one.
Who said that? Yes, I remember we took on the Crucible dungeon. No, actually it's a trial. It's a trial. All
Well,
right.
I'm off to Shara's shop to buy a bow and arrow.
Are you sure that's wise?
Right, let's get our upgrade.
Have you come looking for...
We're still working on carry capacity. Okay, the reason I'm heading out this way is because I wanted to put some things on the map. Yeah, there was a delve that I wanted to put on the map. Yep. The Viridian Sentinel? Right, hush my dear, go back to sleep. The trolls can't get you here, not so long as there is a Viridian Sentinel. What's that? You want to hear about the Viridian Sentinel again? Of course, my dear, just lie back on your pillow and listen. Everyone in northern Bangkorai knows about the Viridian Sentinel. The Sentinel is the guardian who makes all the wild things stay in the woods, the trolls, the bears, the witches, and their wolves. None may come into the vanquished lands from the wild so long as the Sentinel keeps watch, and the Sentinel will always keep watch. Did you know there was a time when there was no Viridian Sentinel? It was long ago, in the before times. We Bretons had just won our freedom from the Direni elves, and the elves were still spiteful about it. Go ahead, take these lands you call High Rock, they said. You will not have them long. We will retreat to our towered island. We will renounce our covenant with the Earthbones. We will give these lands back to the wild. As is often the way when elves speak, we did not understand what they meant, so we merely shrugged and set about the hard work of making the land our own. We plowed our fields and sowed crops. We fenced meadows and made pastures for our livestock. We built roads and market towns so our people could sell each other their produce and wares, and all seemed well. But then bad things began to happen on the farms nearest to the woods. Witches lurked under the eaves, and Bretons who got too close to the forest began to disappear into its shadows, never to be seen again. Soon the farmers had to abandon the fields that were next to the woods. It got worse. Things began to come out of the woods. Foul creatures and beasts, mostly at night but sometimes even in the day, and they roamed across the farmlands, menacing the farm families and slaying them when they could. Many farmers said, "We cannot stand before these creatures from the wild. Come, we shall leave our farms and go to the towns." But when they got to the towns, they found there was no work for farmers. And even worse, there was little or nothing to eat because the farmers were no longer sending food to the towns. The townspeople blamed the farmers for abandoning their farms, and the farmers blamed the townspeople for not sending their armed watch to guard them. No one could agree on what to do. One of the farm boys, a lad named Greenward, was very worried. He went into the chapel and prayed earnestly to Stendar, saying, "O righteous Lord of mercy and protection, we are in sore plight and in need of your aid. For the beasts of the wild are no longer contained, and all lands are reverting to wilderness. Soon there will be no place for mortals who love order and harmony. I fear we will become beasts, forget our names, and turn our back on the divines. Show us, O Lord, how this may be prevented." Then a kingfisher flew into the chapel and landed on the altar before Greenward. It was a very large kingfisher, larger than any the lad had ever seen. It cocked its head and then began to whistle and clack its beak, and Greenward seemed to hear speech among the whistles and clacks, words that said, "These beasts come out of the wild because they have forgotten your names, and believe you to be beasts like themselves, whom it is lawful to slay. Someone must go to the wild and tell the beast that he has a name, and the vanquished lands are forfeit to his claim." Then the kingfisher made a small mess, as birds will, and flew away. The lad bowed and said, "I shall do this for my family and the other families of the vanquished lands." He hugged his father, he kissed his mother, and he left the town and went back to the edge of the wild. There he met a savage tiger, who made as if to pounce on him, but the lad said, "It is not lawful to pounce upon me, for I have a name, and I am no beast. My name is Greenward, and I claim this land as vanquished. Return to the wild and come here no more." And do you know what? The savage tiger did exactly that, and so did the ravening wolves and the shambling bears and the fierce trolls and the wicked Spriggans. All returned to the wild and came to the vanquished lands no more. When this was done, the land hoped his work was over and he could return to his family, but it was not so. For always, new beasts came from the wild who had to be taught the boundaries. So the lad lived thereafter under the eaves of the wood and walked in the edge of the wild, telling the beasts his name and turning them back. And our people called him the Viridian Sentinel. Eventually the Sentinel grew very old and felt that soon he might walk the borders no more. He began to worry, but a girl came to him and said she had been spoken to by a bird, and thereafter the two walked the border together. And when the Sentinel finally passed on, his name went with his soul to Aetherius. The girl became the new Viridian Sentinel, and the vanquished lands were still safe. So it has been ever after, and so it will always be. Interesting. Okay, so I've discovered the apprentice, but there is a delve up here that I want to put on the map. What the hell are Lamia doing out here? Alright, that's what I wanted to put on the map. Now that that's in the map, oh, there's another boss here, a world boss. Let's add the boss to the map. Oh, it looks like a boss Spriggan. Yep, a boss Spriggan with 2 wolves. I'm gonna enjoy taking all of these on.
Where are those scouts?
Look here. If it isn't Strasnock's Bane, have you come down to lop off a few more Reachman heads? There are plenty to go around down these parts.
The Queen sent me to see how I can help.
Smart woman. Damn glad she's back in charge. Who'd have thought Duke Wrenchant was going to sell us all out? Guess he got what was coming to him. We've got Reachman to worry about now. Captain Garecroft's in charge here. You should talk to him. I'm expecting you to come back here with at least a few Reachman heads hanging from your belt. We can mount them on the city walls. I wonder what Captain Huron did with old Strasnock's head. We should get that one up there too.
You know Captain Huron is dead, right?
No? But damn! That stupid Nord! He was in on Duke Wrenchant's plan, wasn't he? I had a feeling. Well, I guess he got what was coming to him.
Well, the Queen's gonna promote you to lieutenant.
She said that? Well, I'll be an Argonian's uncle. I thought I'd be sergeant forever. Maybe I can afford that new mace after all. Assuming we beat the Reachman and the Queen stays true to her word. I trust her, though.
Okay.
I barely made it out of there alive.
I hope you're here to help me. Dureg and his Dark Witnesses attacked without warning. My best scouts go to gather information. Only 2 returned. Isabeth disobeyed orders to look for them, and now she too is overdue. What else could go wrong?
Perhaps I can help?
Any help is welcome. Isabeth was last seen advancing toward the chapel to look for Hatmi. The scouts' mission is to recover information and rescue civilians. We can't let the invaders reach Evermore.
Okay, I'll do what I can.
Take this concoction Elgeni made. It heals and conceals, according to her. If they're injured, they'll need it, but it only lasts so long. They must come here straight away, or risk the effects wearing off.
Okay. Alright, stop the Reachmen from mounting their attack on Evermore. Jackdaw Cove. I don't know if this is what we should be doing. I think we need to find Jackdaw Cove. In a second here. Yeah, this is not what we should be doing right now. According to my research, Jackdaw Cove is here somewhere. So, don't forget, the goal is to finish Caldwell's gold. We can always come back and take care of these quests later. Okay, we've found Jackdaw Cove. But she's not here. We cannot go in yet. Yeah, we cannot go in there yet. So, looks like we're gonna have to follow the story a bit more before this place will become available to us, unfortunately. Okay, there's a lore book in the distance. The posting of the hunt. We say, let no man say before witness that the hunt has not been called, nor the rites declared, nor the ancient offices observed. The ritual of the innocent quarry, also called the Great Hunt, is an ancient rite drawing magical energy from the powerful magical stream that engulfs this realm. The creators and times of the rituals are long forgotten, but followed properly, the rite brings great power and prestige to the huntsman. The ritual pits all the all-powerful huntsmen and their greater and lesser dogs against the pitiful and doomed innocent quarry, called by tradition the hare, after the mortal creature of human hunts. At once, the huntsman is transported by the exquisite thrill and glory of his might and dominion over his helpless prey, and at the same time touched by the tragic, noble, and ultimately futile plight of the innocent quarry. In the highest aesthetic realization of the ritual, the ecstatic rapture of the kill is balanced by the huntsman's identification with the sadness and despair of the innocent quarry. As in pieces of the body of the innocent hare is torn, the huntsman reflects on the tragic imbalances of power and the cruel injustices of the world. Yeah, I'm tired. And that lore book is not that interesting. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.